How was it for you? Because remember, this is something that you started with this team.
Absolutely. It was not easy,
Yes.
right? It was not easy. I had to sit down with myself and my other self, me, myself, and I.
How many are you?
Into a meeting. And just weigh out the pros and cons, right? Of my future, of what I wanted. And that is why I actually made a public statement.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, you made a joke about Bolo, you know?
Yeah, we know we don't.
I'm not a believer of certain things like that, but I do believe in certain things about keep things to yourself until they've happened.
Snap.
So
why
and it's not a. I'm not saying
there's this particular one.
I'm not gonna.
Then I was like, wow, this guy is making people dress up for real this time. The black dinner. Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you. He invited me to black dinner, and I was like, no. What I've seen in black dinner, I need to pull up my socks and
I actually gave him a free ticket.
Yeah, he gave me a free pass. I don't want to lie, but imagine, bro, I couldn't because, hey, man, hey.
Wow.
Hey. Hello people, oh man, I don't like the fact that it's raining, but I do not have control over that. I had to pull my socks up, just so you know. I had to look a bit ironed up, because obviously we're talking to somebody who's obsessed with how they look. Oh my goodness, I've never seen somebody so obsessed with how they look. But anyway, let me greet you formally and welcome to the show. This is In Conversation, and I am Press, and today, let me just calm down. Today, we are blessed to be in conversation with the one, the only. Yeah, my drum roll is gone. Lebogang Mojanaga.
I can do the drum rolls.
I thought maybe you would do the drum rolls after I say the king of cool.
Oh yes.
Oh yeah, welcome.
Thank you so much, my brother. Appreciate
You look in swag. You look in swag now.
Thank you so much.
You look in swag now. You're looking like you're ready to fly. Going somewhere after this?
Jet setter, you know.
Hey man, this is Lebogang.
Globetrotter, hi everyone.
This is Lebogang.
Good afternoon.
And I've been telling people that you're going to be on the show, and they were very, very curious.
Is it?
Yeah, they're very curious. What are we guys going to talk about? You know how they like gossip.
Yeah.
But anyway.
But everybody loves gossip. But even I
gossip.
Yes, even I gossip with my friends, so it's not a
Don't worry, I know.
Woo, okay. Oh,
I know very well.
Yeah. This
Gossip
is a long
amongst
time
friends.
coming, actually.
Are we going to do that today?
Gossip?
Yeah.
No, this is a professional. I'm in my element, I'm in my zone. I'm not trying to get anybody's toes. Well, guess I had.
You're not trying to get it.
What I wanted to say was, he should tell you guys that we've been postponing this. I think because of on my part, I think we're busy.
Yeah.
But we've done this interview before.
We've done this interview before, man. And because of a certain glitch, it could not go through. Because obviously, you know, you want to have an interview that is proper, that is flawless, so that people can get the message and get the picture. Not this glitches that we've been.
And this was 2 years ago.
It's 2 years ago.
With your friend.
Yes, man.
Yes, man. So rest in peace. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
That was a great interview, eh?
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
Yeah.
Because then we were able to, you know,
exchange.
Yeah.
That was a great conversation.
It was nice. And I actually want to say again, thank you very much to Melala. You know, she was hosting us.
Who was hosting at the time.
It's beautiful, man. But anyway, people are curious. They want to know you. Those who don't know you, they want to know you. Those who know you, they want to know if you know you. It's just a lot. And somebody said there should be drinks. You know, on the previous video that I posted. Why are there no drinks on the table? I just wanted to say hello.
You don't want to know what I'm saying.
Get from cups.
But I guess you know so.
I'm gonna tag the person who said that, just to make sure they get the message. I'm pity like that. But anyway, Lisa, thank you very much for sitting with
My
me.
pleasure. So thank you for having me.
I've been looking forward to this thing forever. And people were asking me, who is Lebogang? And then I was like, okay, I'll ask him. Who is Lebogang?
Wow, like where do I start? Maybe cook upbringing.
Yeah, where's Lebogang from?
You know,
like where are you from and where are you going?
You know,
why are you going?
yeah, that's a question that one should always introspect on. You know, I could tell people that Lebogang is making a cool. The guy that's making the rain. Literally,
Literally,
because whenever I have something very important, it's always raining. You know, it's always raining in the village.
Oh yeah.
And the event, I think it's happened for 6 or 7 years now. 5 years it was raining. So yes, you guys just don't realize.
No, I remember. I was telling you a story. I think I once told you this. I remember it was raining. You were hosting an event called Town Inspiration.
Campus.
Yeah. And I didn't know that you were hosting an event there. And people were asking, hey, where is Town Inspiration Campus? I'm like, where are you guys going? It's raining. Like, hey, do you take me at
Halakawara line, thing all the way from the police station to guys, they won't be getting. I think that's the one thing about it, but we'll turn into it. Anyway, not to
yeah, maybe you will tell us why it rains every time you host an event. Just maybe.
Just So, my name is Lebogang Mojanaga. Yes, I don't have a middle name. I think my parents knew that in the 80s. I'm an 80s baby. Apparently, it would have ended. So, Lebogang Mojanaga.
Kill me again. Yes.
I was born in Mafikeng. My parents had me when they were very young. They were still in early varsity. So I was raised by my maternal family, my great grandmother and grandmother who are based in Bloom. So my mom was still in school. Up until I was about 7, 8, when I started living with my parents back in home, when we were married. And then, yeah, I was back and forth between Taiwan and Bloom. You know? But for most part of my primary and high school life, I was in boarding school.
Oh yeah.
So my parents took me to boarding school from primary up until high school, up until I went to university. So you could say that I was raised at boarding school. I was very dependent, you know. And then from there I studied integrated marketing communications.
Oh yeah. Now I know.
Remember we spoke about that. University of the Free State, and then after that, actually doing that, this is where I need to agree because my passion for events that's where it started.
Yeah.
When I was studying this course, I started doing these menial jobs in terms of doing promotions for certain events and for certain companies, and I worked in retail just to make that some hustles. But I think working as a promoter at these events started me just realizing, well, I actually love this.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. That was back in 2008, 9, 10, 11, 12, somewhere around those years, and that's when I finished. And then I came to Taung, I started working at the Great Town local municipality as an intern for a year and a half, and then it ended. Then I moved to Joburg for like 2 years. That was contract type of jobs. Then I started Village Walk. Village Walk started, I think, in around 2015, 16. But in the beginning, I wanted to do because I studied branding and marketing. So I wanted to do like a branding marketing company. At the time, I was very, guys, really young.
Yeah, very vibrant.
No, and at the time, you're thinking, this company is going to be flat, it's going to be, one of those companies that will need a marketing branding company, that type of way, So I started that, registered, got that, did my brand, because you can see with Village Walk, the branding is on point, I really, really know that part. But I didn't know the business aspect of it, I didn't realize how tough it would be and the industry and even the area that I'm in. Sometimes you need to sit down and really do your due diligence. You need to do your research in terms of background checks. You need to do a competitor analysis, And that's when I started thinking, but what's my other passion, And I love the events. So I was like, okay, let me start also the event side, join that into. So in 2016, I came up with a concept called Picnic in the Village, which is our flagship event now. We actually started that and I'm saying we, because I sort of brought in my brothers, into this to say, guys, let's do this. I've got this idea, let's do this, let's run it. And then we came up with the concept, came up with the idea, did the marketing of the event and whatnot, hoping that it would be successful. Was it not a flop?
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Not a flop. And then I think, let's say, we'll get there. Then in 2018, I started the social market, right? The reason for that is because people in the village, people wanted to bring kids and families. And I thought, like, that's not that type of event. It's more an adult event. So let's start another event called the social market. But I think the concept was derived from farmers market because I was always in Joburg. So I thought, let's do a farmers market type of style, Then I partnered with a friend of mine, Kumo, into that, and then we started the social market in 2018. Actually, Kohosla.
Yes.
Great event. It started off very well, surprisingly, and it's been pushing traction since then. And then in 2019, late 2018, 2019, I've always been. Let's go back to the point of you saying that I dress up. Right?
Yeah. Wait. There's a purpose and why I actually wanted to ask you that. But I wanted to ask you in a way that will reflect the necessity behind it.
Okay, so we'll get into that. But what I want to say is that because of growing up in Bloem with my great grandmother and grandmother.
Oh yeah. Please don't tell me they were influential.
They were. They used to go to church. Dressed up.
Oh yeah.
They used to go to funerals dressed up.
No.
So for me, it just made sense for me to always dress up because of.
They saw it coming up.
It just being grown into a household where clothes are taken that seriously. From
it just makes sense.
To even my uncle.
No.
I'd say now with those suits and ties and stuff, guys. But that's my maternal side. I'm going to talk about my paternal side. That's a different story. Totally different story. So anyway, I wanted to say, so when I came up with Decor by Village Folk, right, which is a brand that, or let's say a sub-brand where we do interior design, interior decor, decor for celebratory events, such as Manada and all these things. Also, that's where it came because my grandmother's house was always so impeccable. Her furniture was very nice and all these things. So again, that's where the idea.
Your grandmother was like the ones that we call Baratati.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
And surprisingly, my grandmother was very lame. She was not educated. At some point, my mother my grandmother was like, back in the city.
Yeah. I was there.
You were there?
Yeah.
Okay. And all these things. But then from all that, I think her hard work and ethic instilled that into me. And then from there, I started just noticing and loving furniture. The type of furniture that you'd like and certain chairs, how they're done and all these things. But that's how I got intrigued into interior design. I didn't study it. It's just something that I just came. Then I remember telling my mom that this is what I want to do. She's like, are you sure? You want to do this because there are people that do decorating at home. I was like, but they're not doing it. Like, I don't want to do it. So I don't want to do it.
Space.
Yeah, I don't want to do it. I saw a niche market. I was like, I'm going to tackle that niche market. And that was like late 2018, 2019, and it started really growing. 2020 came, COVID. And when COVID came, everything just halted. The business went down, but the events part, the decor part went down. Even the events, because we couldn't do anything during COVID, And I had to sell a lot of the furniture just to pay back the debts and all these things at the time, running a business. And then eventually when we started opening again, I had to start renting again from scratch. But then I think that sort of introduced in a way that don't always put all your eggs in one basket, as they always say,
But how did it? Because I understand a lot of businesses went through that process of downgrading, and some had to sell. How was it for you, like emotionally? Because I understand a lot of people lost a lot of things.
Absolutely.
Like you say, putting all your eggs in one basket might seem as being dangerous, but as a growing business, you can't really sort of distribute your assets. But how was it for you?
It was tough. I'm not gonna lie, my brother. It was really, really tough, But I must say, with the support of my parents, who were there, because I was still staying at home at the time. Like I was back staying go high because I had, they were there to see me through. Some people are not that lucky. some people actually lost their parents through college. So you can imagine, I still had my parents and my siblings who were there for me to support me throughout that, you know. And even when I came back and started saying, all those things, they started helping me. And I think that also just propelled me to say, I can do this again, you know. And 2021 came, it's like, okay, let's push this again, you know, as Decor by Village Folk. And surprisingly, Decor by Village Folk, now in terms of brand value and assets, right? It actually brought in 80% of the sales in Village Folk.
Damn.
As compared to all the events and brands and all these things. Because there were a point where we were doing, we still are, but it's very slow. There's a section where we do government, you know, government type of work. But it's not as big as, or was not as big as the Deco part at the time.
Yeah.
The events did not make money. And I always want to tell people that, guys, events in the beginning do not make money. We only started making profit in Picking Village 3 years ago. Only.
I'm interested in that. I'm interested in finding out and basically just us giving away free education. We normally think of the end result of an event. You know, like you said, you start an event and you will say people are gonna come, you're gonna see 100 people, 100,000 people are gonna flood, and then when they don't appear, how is it for you that you are so confident in sort of leading the pack in saying this is going to be successful for me? How do you have that mental state? Because
it's not that easy.
It's not that easy.
First is passion. You must have passion for what you're doing.
Yes.
Even when you fail, I did this.
Yeah.
And I did this guy. God, what all the good points that you did. Yeah, people didn't come, but you still set up. You still did that. The sound was good, whatever. You know what I mean? When you talk about people in the village, right? So like I said, I started in 2016, and when we started the first 2 years, we did put our hands, right? The market was raw, completely. Completely
Dry.
It was, no, I wouldn't even say dry. Well, he said it. You know, we overestimated the attendance and the type of people, because the people that supported was just our friends. Everybody else around the villages didn't understand what we were doing. Do you understand? And that was the first year. So we had literally, guys, I think there were not more than 30 people in just our friends. It was more of a little house party.
I don't mean to.
Born and we had fun. Wait again. Yeah, waiting fair.
No.
I'm telling you.
You guys, I
just to say,
yes.
The following day, because I think we did it, I think it was a 2-day event. We had to catch up that nation. It was a 26, 27 type of.
So you were already
on we're building up to a thing because there's nation.
Yeah,
The whole concept of everything and planning, we got that intact and stuff. But anyway, that didn't go as well. Right? Okay. Cool. The following year, we're like, no man, let's go back to basics and see what we did wrong. So now I'm bringing my other cousins, now there's 6 of us. Just like, guys, let's do this, let's see, okay, sure. How do we do this? How do we plan? How do we planned? We even now this time we're doing a VIP. Same place, Scotland.
Okay. You guys don't learn.
No. We got a VIP section, rented out couches, setting up. At that time I had these nice umbrellas, everything, I think. Wooden umbrellas. I'll send you pictures.
Okay. Beautiful.
Dope. Very dope. A flop.
Again. And remember, this is not the second time.
This is the 2017 now.
Yeah.
Right? And we learned. Now, the learning curve was, first and foremost, we need to move.
Oh, yeah.
Because that is not our area. Yes, it's home. It's where you grew up. It's where people are at. But the people that are here are not receptive to what we do. The reason why we saw that is because people from Daum were the ones that actually came to the house. And they thought, man, that's where people are.
You had to learn the hard way.
But what about Daum? Yeah. And I'm talking Daum is inception, So 2019, started doing our research, finding places. So we went throughout the whole of Daum looking for a place. At the time, Daum Inspiration Campus was very new. People didn't know it.
Yeah.
and it is still underdeveloped.
Oh yeah.
But we saw potential.
Yeah.
Greatly, you know, because picnic in the village is all about an outdoor type of, you know,
Yes.
event, lifestyle, and all these things. That's what we wanted. We didn't really want a bash because it was not a bash. Not that there's anything wrong with a bash.
I love how you keep defending.
You know, guys, you record off guard on podcast.
I love how you say what?
Misconstrued,
Yes,
misinterpreted,
misquoted,
taken out of context. It's always important for you to actually just address to say, no, this is what I mean.
Yes. But before you continue, tell me something. Look, this is your dream. And you are pulling in your cousins, you're pulling in your families. And we understand certain things we cannot pull family, certain things we cannot pull our friends. How is the discussion going when you sell them this idea? Because this is your baby. What do you say to them? And how do they buy it? Because this is money we're talking about.
Yes, we all contributed money into this.
Yes.
You know? But the fact that, you know, the nice thing about my siblings, guys, and let's say my family, is especially as our generation,
Yeah.
we were willing to take risks into this.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Secondly, people don't know this, but it was for us to get together in a way. Because we hardly see each other.
Oh, you guys were doing family gathering.
Yes. It was us to say, because in December, literally there'd be 15, 16 people of my age, which is my friends, my cousins, my brothers, doesn't matter. And I'm talking from the maybe 23rd to 24. That's 2 weeks. And my parents were happy about it because everybody's there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And they didn't have a problem with that. Because there's just a lot of.
For as long as you guys are there.
We are all there. So for us, it was a matter of when we do say, okay, guys, we failed. It's like, we still doing this next day again. That was fun.
But then it means there was just something about it.
Exactly.
Why?
And I think it's a matter of identifying, because you can imagine throughout, right? We still attended other events, the DJ Sphere on the 24th. We even promoted the DJ Sphere because I was on 26, 27. You know, we went to the DJ Nation. So I think for us it was a matter of, these are the events that are done at the time. You know, and this is how they do them. So to the extent it's like we are sort of trying to analyze how they do the events, but we want to do ours different. You know what I mean? Yeah.
But now, because now there was money involved. Hey.
Yeah, money is always an issue, but I think we've never had an issue with my family.
Yeah.
You know? So it doesn't matter. Guys, yeah.
But it was challenging.
It was. I think, dude, anything that loses money is challenging. Any failure in life is challenging, you know? But you always need to knock yourself up and say, I failed, but let me get up.
Okay, now.
How many times have you failed?
A lot.
Exactly. How many times have you put yourself up?
A lot.
You wanted to give up. Now I'm asking the questions I know.
Yeah, no. Take over. Take over. I think for me, what I've learned is that this whole podcast almost failed.
Okay.
When Lebo passed away. Because she was sort of like the glue, you know. So some of us will be like, well, it's whatever. But for her, it was everything. You know, that's the reason why I'm.
She was good.
She was very good. I think she's still good. Yeah. She's still very good.
She's only podcasting out there.
Asking those random questions.
Yes.
Now, you are moving from Blacks. You have decided, you know what, this is not working here. And you are like, no, guys, we need to shift focus. How is that discussion going?
I think we all sort of came to the same conclusion. Because when, I don't know if it was me who brought it up, but one of us brought up to say, guys, this is not working in the hearts. We all just unanimously agreed.
It was that bad.
That, because for a guys, that's not working.
Yeah,
that's not for us. It's not for us. We've tried this twice.
Yeah.
Let's find another place that could work. The option for Freiburg has right there, though, you know, more urban areas than you think.
For what you guys wanted to do.
Yeah. Because you can imagine the whole lot of us, to be honest, are based in urban areas.
Yeah.
So we know from Bloem to Klerksdorp to Joburg to Pretoria, we know what we want, the concept in our head. We can sort of conceptualize this concept and put it into
bring it life.
You know?
Yeah.
Problem is the response is not as how we predicted.
Yeah.
In that's why it is easier for us, or even in that instant, everybody agreed that we should move. And we did that.
Oh, it was not all in favor.
But everyone was like, yeah, no, we're going.
But I think again, it's because like you said, you guys are exposed to certain elements of life, certain ones that we do not understand because of real side. And I think again, being family, you understand each other.
Yeah.
The dynamics are very easy.
Especially the fact that we are the same age group.
Yeah.
Similarly, I think between us there's probably like a 9-year.
Yeah.
All of us. No, they think that 9 year.
Yeah. Yeah, but now you're moving to Taung and you're like, you know what, Taung Inspirational Campus.
You have to identify the place.
Yes.
This place could go. My brother's an architect. My sister's in interior design. My other brother's an engineer. Everybody's got their own field. So what we did is that when we looked at the place, like, okay, let's start doing things properly. Floor plan and maps and design. In terms of where would be where, what, and what do we have. What do you need to rent and all these things, Also on the branding side, to communicate. My one sister's a PR thing.
Oh,
so
beautiful.
All that came, and now we have my sister who is a musician. She's an artist, Connie. And she's like, oh, Khalid will even headline. Voila, everything's coming together.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah, it's like, okay, let's start this all over. And we did that. So we met up with the owner. We even did like the walkabout. We're like, okay, this is what we want to do. So I was like, yeah, no problem. But he was reluctant in the beginning, I must say.
Yeah.
Because it's not what he envisioned his place would be.
Yes.
I think he wanted something more of a zen.
More jazz.
Yes. Not jazz, like a spa zen. That's what he wanted for that place.
Because I remember he introduced massages and...
Yes, But then the one came. And the one's like, dude...
Disrupted everything.
This is going to work.
Wow.
This is going to work, After the first year, there were... okay, I'm not going to exaggerate and say there were a lot, but the attendance was good.
Okay.
And that was like, okay, guys, we actually needed to be here. We needed to be here. Look at because we even had tables. We sold like these tables.
Oh, beautiful.
And then we set up in cushions, like a picnic stuff.
Oh, yeah.
People bought tables. And it was nice.
It was nice, and I remember seeing the pictures.
Yeah, like it was a very nice, And then 2020 came. So in 2020, with COVID and all the rules and regulations, there was a problem with us hosting events.
Okay.
Government regulations was that you're allowed to host an event, but we're not more than 250 people. Right? Our market or attendance was not more than 500. Right?
Okay.
Let's even say in 2019, because I think 500 went even after, but 2019 was not more than 300. So we estimated that we're not going to reach, or we're not going to pass 250. So it's within us. Because 2019, in as much as 2018, 2017 and 18, 16 and 17, we made a loss. 2019, we still made a loss, but it was a scalable loss. Like it was more scalable. We were able to see, we made a loss and we see where we're going. So we're going to do it in 2020 with 250 people. So we estimated to make a loss. And guess what? We reached, we
broke even. Yeah. Okay.
With 250.
No.
Now, the problem then was that other events were not allowed to be hosted. These big, predominant known events, And I remember there was a brouhaha on social media regarding us not adhering to government call of not hosting events. But I don't think they read what government was saying, because we read to say that we are allowed to host events. That's something we're going to just a certain number. And we could manage the certain number because of my age. And we did that. And where did everybody go? To Picnic Village. And we literally had a sold out. We said that got 250, we sold out. So we didn't exceed it, double. So some people didn't even make it because they couldn't come because they couldn't get tickets. At the gate, they had to go back because
the tickets were
sold out. And we didn't want to risk anything because we knew they were going to get into trouble. Do you understand what I mean? So it was just one of those.
But there was no commotion because now remember, people actually drove from as far as Gauteng. I remember
people that drove from Gauteng obviously bought their tickets.
Yeah, they were there. Okay, that's beautiful.
People that drove from Gauteng without tickets, I don't know. But I remember there's a guy from Rustenburg who called on the day,
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I'm coming with 4 my friends. We need 4 tickets. I was like, dude, the tickets are sold. He's like, no, you can't. I'm like, the tickets are sold out. There's nothing you can do about it, you know? They are sold out. And funny enough, we actually discussing this after how much traction we got in 2020. Ironically, in a year where you're not supposed to be hosting events, but we got a lot of traction that year. You know, and that was fun. That was like now that propelled us to say, no, dude, 2021 it's gonna be big, you know. Also, now we have to keep in mind the limitations of the venue. The venue is small. It cannot take capacity of about 10,000 or whatever. At the most, according to us, with our research, that venue can only take 1,000 to be comfortable.
And that's not enough.
For us, it's fine.
Okay.
You know, for us, that's fine. We don't have a problem. Considering there's also parking.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
And guys, but what people need to your cosmopolitan, affluent, the cool kids, you know.
The cool kids.
I must say, when they come, right, attend the event. I remember there was a group of ladies, very nice, you know, properly dressed, because people.
They do
bring their.
Oh, they do.
You know?
They do.
It's quite something else. So I was at the gate at that time, you know. Each one of them came in their own car.
Ooh, but they were together.
They were together, guys. They were sitting at the same table. So I think that's when, because now I'm doing my research on my own little hurry.
Oh yeah,
to see, okay, how's this?
You're in your space.
Yes, you know, this is what I learned in school. You know? And I realized, oh, no, I thought this event like that show kind of event. Because you're able to park inside, people are going to see your car. It's not like, you just walk in. So you're able to get in with your car and park there, and people are able to see that, oh, I'm going to here. That's why they each came in the car. And I'm talking A-class.
It was about,
yes.
It was a publicity stunt for each and every one of
So it's like a Mercedes A-class.
Oh.
People who want series, you know, like, I'm a young professional, probably a lawyer or a doctor or something. People want to see me, I have to be seen in this car. And I was type of that. Because we had a problem with parking eventually, because people came in their own cars.
Leave your cars alone!
You know? And people that couldn't even get in were even complaining, hey, especially the ladies, you can't park in hotels. So I had to park in the streets and stuff like that. But again, like I said, those are one of the things that we have to analyze and see, well, okay, guys, in terms of the venue, how does the venue work and not work for us?
Yes.
Then the rain came into a problem as well.
Oh yeah.
Because when it rains, especially more, let's say, it becomes very, like, the roads are bad. Very,
especially that side.
Yeah, cars get stuck and all this thing. It becomes problematic. Secondly, the parking also, because it's like a low-lying area. So these are things that we have to address.
Plus it's close to a river.
Yes. Like, that's why we chose the venue, because it's close to a river, the trees, the
it's a bit sexy.
Yes, dude, the mood is just right.
Oh yes.
The mood is just right, you know? So those are the challenges that we were facing when it comes to picnic, you know? When we did the event for 2021, right? We set out, there was this new style called cabana tent, right? So we did that style and did like a folk lounge in there. And then we said in the garden area, we're just gonna put in umbrellas, obviously, and people will sit but just a tent, just in case it rains, like a stretch with full waterproof tent. Did it not rain? Did it not rain? Were people not complaining? It was a mess. I'm not gonna lie to you.
But wait. People were complaining, but they were still there.
No, guys. People are coming in, like as in. There's a point where we had to close the gate with the cars outside, more lightning, because we couldn't control the gate. So you have to close the gate for rain, and then allow people to come in.
But because of that, I want to ask you. Because of that, I've never heard you saying in your posters the headline by DJ Ntonto or any celebrity. What's special about this event that people will even go?
Someone actually asked me that. It's funny how you don't bring in any big artists.
Yes.
But the event is always very packed and
very vibey.
You know what I mean? And I think that's where I go back to the point of saying, when we did our competitor, in inverted commas, analysis on other events that are happening at the time, we realized that we want to do an event that is different. All the other events are doing the same thing. You know, it's a stage, it's an artist, it's a match. You know? There's nothing wrong with that. We just wanted something very different. And also, when you do realize, guys, DJs generally, they all play the same music. Regardless of whether it's a national artist. I wanted to mention a name and I didn't.
I saw that.
Yes. You know, or a local, you know. Even in my experience, there are some local artists or DJs that I think are very good. They could be on a national, just that maybe the environment doesn't allow them to. They're just as good, even better than some national DJs. I think that. And also, I wanted to expose that to say that we do have talent, immense talent where we're from. You know? Freiburg, Daum, Hasvade, Gigantic, you know, we have got talent that why do we need to bring in? And I'm not saying that people in English will never have, you know, an artist. We just want an artist that is very different from all the other, you know what I mean? But we managed to create this niche event, right, with our local talent. You know what I mean? And I think that's what people loved. You know what I mean?
It's crazy.
No, absolutely.
It's crazy.
And to be honest with you, I must really applaud every single DJ that has played at Picnic Village. I must really applaud them. They've done incredibly well in promoting and in also keeping up to the standard. Because for me, I'm very picky and I'm very finicky and I'm very particular
with what you want.
So with every person, I'll tell them, okay, this is the type of event that we're hosting. This is the type of music that I would like you to sort of, you know, I'm not going to choose songs for you, but try to do this. We don't play because of it's trendy, you know, at the time, a particular no. Play because you know this type of market dancing and this is what they appreciate, that type of thing. You know? And they've actually kept to that, you know. And some of them we actually brought, because we've always said that we wouldn't want to bring in DJs over and over again. But some of them brought them back because people are always saying, yo, that guy was good. You know what I mean? That type of, so we brought them back on. But I've always wanted to expose other DJs into the mix. You know,
so in essence, you sort of like giving them a platform.
Yes, to sort of, you know.
And also introducing them to new crowds.
Of course, because this was a different crowd. Guys, Picnic Village, it's attended by people that are from outside. They're all urban based, you know, city girls, cool kids, all those, you know, type of thing, right? And then they come home in December. But they want the same vibe. So that's what we brought them. They knew exactly when they get there what they're expecting. You know what I mean? Because we wanted to say, you don't have to go bored. You know? Or say, or it doesn't offer you what you want. It's there. Because I've been there. I've been living in the city for a long time. All of us in my family, or let's say the team, has been living in the. So we know, because when we came on board and started throwing out ideas, we knew such events out there, you know. Remember there's an event called Pop Bottles? I used to love Pop Bottles. I used to follow Pop Bottles from going to Joburg, and then Bloom was my favorite one. To be honest, it just brought in some. There was something about Pop Bottles Bloom that just all the Pop Bottles didn't have. And I don't know if I'm the only one, but Pop Bottles Bloom was insane.
It was insane.
And I wanted to benchmark on Pop Bottles.
Okay. You know? Because whenever you see something that you can relate to, obviously you take a page from that.
And when you look at Pop Bottles, Milkshake, when they came at the concept as well, it was not a matter of bringing more black coffee on board. Just a matter of they play.
They just wanted to play? Now, I want us to move from Picnic in the Village. It's crazy. I think people should go back to your page and then see the type of pictures that people have posted in there. People were very happy to be there. People felt honored. You know, people felt respected. You know, because remember there's the echo there.
Yes.
There's the type of music that you play, the scenery. You know, where like I'm saying, it was a bit sexy. You know, that the whole environment. Now there's this particular one that I was like, wow, this guy is making people dress up for real this time. The black dinner. Oh, I'm gonna be honest with you. He invited me to black dinner, and I was like, no. What I've seen in black dinner, I need to pull up my socks and
I actually gave him a free ticket.
Yeah, he gave me a free pass. I don't want to lie, but imagine, bro, I couldn't because, hey, man. Hey.
Wow.
Hey. I was amazed at how people did not go back to their wardrobes. People went back to the tailors.
Yes.
People did not go back to something that they bought last year or last week. People freshly went out and said, you know what? I want this outfit like this. Because how do you come up with concepts though? Because there's this polo, there's this.
Yes, with the themes, right?
Yeah.
So with the black dinner, right? Before we go to the black dinner,
yes,
you wanted to touch. We're talking of.
Yeah.
We wanted to touch the long street.
Oh yes.
Long street.
Yes. Yeah. Now when he got here, he actually whispered to me and said, you know, I used to be part of this.
Yes. I used to work here.
And the part where he said was really troubling to me. So I want us to put it bare on the table, because when somebody gets fired, we understand they might have misbehaved. When somebody decides to quit, the boss might have misbehaved. We want to know what happened, because this place you used to. Okay, I'm gonna say this with the rest of the people who were involved. I'm gonna say you guys used to bring life to this place, especially when it first came out. It used to cause a lot of hooray, and there was just a lot of politics around it, a lot of bad vibes around it. What happened?
With Long Street.
But before you go, just let us know, how did it all start for you being involved
in Long Street?
Yes.
So Long Street, I was allured by a friend of mine.
Okay.
Right, Mama. She knew the owner.
Oh yeah.
And they used to talk, and the owner came up with, I think at the time, came up with a pace, this is what I want to do, you know.
Oh yeah.
So when I got in my first meeting with the owner, it was a matter of, I think it was in Joburg at the time.
Okay.
When Mamsa called me and said, you need to be in down this weekend, you know. Why? Like, no, I got you a gig here at Eco.
Alright.
I was like, okay, cool. Let's speak. The owner's like, no, I need a gig of about 30 people, the crowd set up, whatever. I'm like, okay, no problem. We can sort that out. I'm not busy this weekend. So I gather my team, you know, that type of thing.
Oh, yeah.
I arrive on Thursday, and then we prepare the stuff on Friday, and then we bring it here, the setup. It was nice, it was outside.
It was beautiful.
At the time, I think he was launching his foundation, because there was a soccer team that was being given some stuff, you know.
Oh, yeah.
It was a really nice event. Bradley is very, he loves the community.
Oh, yeah.
He loves to help the community. So a lot of his work is always about helping people around, whether it's soccer teams or schools and all these things. And I think that's what made me attracted to him as a person, you know. Because I also love that type of thing.
Yeah.
The difference with me is that I just do it without the public.
Okay.
Yeah, that's how I was brought up. You know, I just don't want to do things that people see. If I help someone, it's not that you don't have to see that.
Yeah.
But anyway, we touched base. We started talking a lot, you know, and then relating. And then I remember Mamosa came back to me again and said, listen, we're sort of gathering a team for Long Street, you know. This is what Brabi has in now as a plan to make this place like an event place. You know? Okay, cool. Then there was a lot of us in the beginning, you know, but eventually people just started sort of going their own ways based on their own personal lives.
Yeah.
But we were about, I think, 15 left at the time.
15?
Yeah, 15. There were more. Right? There were more. With this 15, we sort of now realized that now we're a team. And everybody's got their own skill, right? How about now we conceptualize and actually initiate and do these events? Right? Cool. I think at the time, the first event was, if not the market, it was the gin and gin to gin, which is gin to gin. Yeah? But I think the market was first, because in the market we had all these brands that are around our area, Dr. RSM, clothing brands, right? A lot of them. And they set up yeah, around here. It was a nice event, very successful, right? That was the first event. The second event then was the gin to gin, which was incredible, you know. Also the attendance was great. So each and every single one of us in the team had a role to play, and that's how it was working. And I think he was happy with that as well.
Okay.
And there were people that were doing makeup and nails, and he was promoting it. He was actually helping us individually in our own businesses. You know, the nice thing about him was that he was supportive of our own businesses. It was not a matter of we just come to work for him, but also be able to put our work out there as of people to see.
Beautiful.
You know, that was great. Then I remember there was we did the after party, picnic in the village here, which is the all black.
Okay.
Dude, you think people would be tired?
Tired. Yeah.
It was full to capacity. Like anything is there. I was tired from the previous day. I was exhausted. I didn't have any energy, but we had to pull this through. You know what I mean? And people loved it, you know?
Wow.
And then after that, we had the King of Cool, which is my birthday party.
Okay.
So that's a concept that I sort of talked to him about. It's like, whatever, just do you, man, do what you want to do. So he gave us leverage to do what you want to do, as long as it's going to bring in money for him.
Oh, yeah.
Or for the business, it's okay.
Plus publicity for the place. Yeah.
I'm gonna go back and say, there has been some negative vibes in terms of the public connotation said about the place, whatever. My role specifically, someone that studied marketing, PR, and branding, was to make sure that we put the place in good light. You know, unfortunately, guys, every dog will bark at a moving vehicle.
That's true.
You know what I mean? Long Street had caused momentum. It was really going somewhere, you know, and it was changing the event and the night lifestyle of town completely. To be honest, it was not just a nightclub, or there was just something different about it. Day vibes to introduce Long Street and all these things. It was fun. You know what I mean? And that's why I think that there were some stories that were created. I'm not saying some of them are not true, some of them I don't know.
Okay.
But the ones that I've dealt with, a lot of them are not true. Because I was here. You know, like people are just talking things that are not true. You know, and you deal with it. Even after in my own business. You know what I mean? So eventually I think over time, right? There were certain issues, especially with a team like that, with a big team, and I took the decision to sort of leave. But also I wanted to concentrate on my businesses, you know what I mean, and focus on Village Vogue. And it was interesting because it came at a time when now, unfortunately, things are not going well for Long Street. So it came across as if I'm deserting. You know?
Was it as I don't think it was as dramatic as the Shandy's event with the whole court.
No, guys, we were all workers here. There was only one owner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
But he was the only owner, sole owner of the place. We were just working for him. So it is not a matter of everybody's got shares here.
Oh yeah.
He was just supporting us in our businesses. We were supporting him to grow his business. That was more of a transaction.
Beautiful.
And he was always encouraging even the one that didn't have business to have businesses. You know what I mean? It was up to each person individually to want to do that or not. But if someone had to come out and say that and I will say that because only to see you guys.
Oh yeah.
On the other support equally.
I love. I'm getting a bit emotional. Okay, I'm not very a soft cookie, but I just wanted to put it out that I'm not a soft. I'm hard. But what I wanted to say was, I generally become deeply touched when somebody pays homage to somebody who once passed a certain path with them and literally just tried to push them into or propel them into their better selves. Because it's very rare that somebody will give you flowers, you know, while you can still smell them. So I get that. But individually, when you chose to leave, how was it for you? Because remember, this is something that you started with this team.
Absolutely. It is not easy,
Yes.
right? It was not easy. I had to sit down with myself and my other self, me, myself, and I.
How many are you?
Into a meeting. And just weigh out the pros and cons, right, of my future, of what I wanted. And that is why I actually made a public statement at the time to say that I will be leaving Long Street, but it's on good grounds. There's no bad blood, nothing, which there was no bad blood. You know, to be honest, there was no bad blood. Unfortunately, at the time, like I said, when I left, a lot of people also started to leave. And I'm not saying I was the glue, but yeah, it happened. Yes, the convenience is that it's unfortunate that I left. When I left, people just started leaving as well, and I think that caused the detriment of the place. You know what I mean? Even though I am aware that there were events after that I've attended, which were good, you know. But unfortunately, I think everybody's got their own vision of something, you know. I'd hope that the next team that took over would do something better, or even, you know, take from where we left off. But it's not the case. You know what I mean? Yeah. But I must say, I really, really would like to thank that man for because a part of me coming to Daum from Dryhats, and people started knowing me from Long Street. So I think for me as well, and what I'm capable of. You know what I mean? Yeah. So I think,
wow.
Absolutely.
Because the deco was people. Hey man, you know what? I understand that certain people will say, let's just go and get couches and you know, get a stand and we put them like this and everything is sorted. The concepts, bro, they were on point. The delivery was.
It was also a teamwork. I'm not gonna take credit on my own to say that no, it was a teamwork, because a lot of us had different ideas, and in order for us to execute the event at Long Street was to bring all those ideas together, see what works and what doesn't work. Some things obviously failed, you know, obviously, in terms of executing. But that does not mean that we didn't have great events. We still have successful events. People just didn't, just like go picnicking. There were certain concepts or even ideas go picnicking that you wanted to incorporate. But it didn't happen because it failed, but people didn't know that. My brother once said, if people only knew what you wanted to do here, because we really wanted to bring in something very different. Budget constraints also becomes a problem, you know what I mean? Long Street didn't have any budget constraints at the time.
Well, Bunny always plays a
crucial. Now, going back to the Black Dinner, I wanted to say that that's where I started.
Hey, man, before you start, hey, man, shout out to everybody. Before I forget, I want to shout out to everybody who's been there. Ladies, especially the ladies. Yo! I don't think I'm going to say this enough, bro. The ladies are always. It was as if you were running $1 million competition of the best dressed.
And when we don't even have the best dress sort of competition. We don't want to have that because I think it will just make people feel Because to be honest, everybody dresses up, especially the ladies. But I actually monitored that out. Like I do my research. Go picnicking, guys. Literally, ladies go out to get outfits, like brand new outfits. That's when we started coming up with themes. Because now with the themes, it's like now we're able to see how people are going to incorporate those things. You know what I mean? That type of thing. And that has worked for us.
The Black Dinner. Guys, look, we are now touching a topic that it's not picnic in the village. It's sort of like you go into Sanson, let me just use that one, and you are introduced to a group of celebrities, so you need to dress up so that you never know who you will meet. And also, the picnic in the village does not have celebrities in it. Lebogang.
And so does the black dinner.
The black dinner.
You know the black dinner. So in the first year, it was like I want to praise, né?
Yeah.
And give flowers in your terms, né? To people that are doing well in business in certain different industries.
Yeah, that's true.
In our area.
Yeah.
And not just allow them to be celebrated elsewhere where we don't celebrate them ourselves.
Yeah.
So I identified, certain people that were doing great in their respective industries.
Yeah.
5 of them. That was the first year, right? In the sort of entertainment, in the mining, in the agriculture, in the fashion and all these things. But not only with the whole,
Wow.
Because I remember Katie's from Hanisa.
Yeah.
She has like fashion.
Shout out to Kathy, man. Yeah.
And then
Love what she's doing with the.
Jimiko Garo, which Nature's Lab,
Mhm.
which she has some of her products in
Beautiful.
retail stores, you know what I mean? And she's doing great.
Yeah, very.
And at that time, I had Vanessa, who was in the mining. Yes, Kobosma, I had Tina Soulfreak, who was big.
Still.
Tina's big. But at the time, I was like, this guy's big.
Yes.
Shout out to Tino. And then he had a brand as well, like a clothing brand, which is great.
Yeah.
And then I had, who did I have as well?
Wait, is this you picking the team?
Yes, this was me picking people that I thought we should pay homage.
Oh,
at the
yeah,
time of the first year.
Yes.
And then I bought, there's a DJ called, Wako Mahoko.
Right here, bro?
Yes, great guy, short guy, very good, like excellent in what he does.
Okay.
To play, So we had that. I really wanted to bring in people that I thought were doing great, but also just, So I approached Brady. That was the DJ Stylos.
Okay.
I approached Brady to say, okay, guy, this is what I want, this is what I plan, actually whatnot. It's like, no, it's cool, let's just see if this can work.
Oh man, I love it.
And it was like, okay, so I told him this is going to be very different from the events that we host. This is going to be a formal event, you're going to do like a walk for the red carpet type of thing. Then I said, thank you. And I was like, he's like, okay, tell the team. And I told the team, like, guys, this is what we're planning. How about we do this? They're like, okay, we can do it. So I was like, okay, don't worry. This is Village Walk. So I'm bringing everything from Village Walk to conceptualize this, and you guys, I just need you guys as launch because you're the host to support me. And we agreed,
Wow.
And the first year the turnout was great. For a first event like that, the turnout, the ladies are dressed up. Funny enough, the guys don't really.
They don't really want. They don't really want.
Don't come to the party.
Why do you think? If you listen to the type of homie I was paying, I didn't mention the
purpose.
Exactly. Because I realized when I looked through the pictures, I thought, didn't we attend?
Like that guy.
With that guy.
Same thing open meeting.
Hey guys, we need to fix that.
Actually, we need to go back. Like, call picnicking.
Yeah.
Only 2023 and 4.
Yeah.
Where I started seeing guys actually dressing up. And I don't know because of she, but I saw with 2 pieces.
I have a colleague of mine. She said, "Oh, this is the year of 2 pieces."
Yes, there were a lot of the 2 pieces.
Oh, beautiful! You guys are beautiful, though.
Just thinking, the guys were not now, especially with the Monaco theme. I'm like, guys. Shame, I know. Basically,
the guys were on point. They arrived.
And then finally they arrived late to the party, but they arrived.
But it's, why though? Why do you think that is? Because we need to look at it.
I don't think guys more hard. They take dress up as much as guys outside. Because guys outside literally dress very well.
I remember I used to be in trouble with Lebo every time I did not understand, because yeah, she was posh, wherever she would go, she would like make sure.
And then you rock up in a soccer t-shirt.
And I'm just there like, why are you dressed up? We're just going to the store.
I don't know around the soccer t-shirt. I dress in soccer t-shirts, but not all the time. There's a time and place.
No. I think with you, what I've noticed is that you take your brand, Lebogang, I'm not gonna say the same. You take the brand very seriously. No, I don't want to incorporate it because now I think somehow it would dilute what I wanted to say. You take Lebogang as the brand very seriously, and now that we've touched the black dinner, I was so curious in finding out before we even, because I want us to talk about the guys, because I'm concerned. I'm really, really concerned. Why is it important for you to be? I don't want to say dressed up all the time because that's not what you do. But do you go through a stressful time when you need to go out? What am I gonna wear? Or are you one of those guys we cannot call anytime? Let's go. Do you need first to adjust to, okay, this is where I'm going, this is what I'm going to be doing. Even when you just go here, there's a place here, you always look ready.
I'd say that, right? I'm a very,
Yeah, I can't wait.
I'm a very complex individual.
No, that's true.
Let me say that. For one, when I'm working, right? Working, especially doing labor work for Jacob at Village Hall.
Oh yeah.
You'll never really see me because I look like the staff.
Oh yeah.
So I don't take dressing up. So I don't want you as a client for me to get there and you can see that, okay, so that's the boss. I don't want that because I wanted us to all look uniformed and we are there to work.
We are working.
Yes, that's
this takes you back to Brabi. Whenever you would host events, nobody would know this is.
Yes, that's the whole.
I remember I was telling Lebo, I was like, no, Lebo, that's the whole. Like, no.
I know that. Joan.
But now, I'm thinking about them.
Oh,
we're talking about them.
So that's me. But then I have another part of my other persona.
Yeah.
That goes back to how I was raised.
Oh yeah.
Where dressing up is very important.
It's very, very, very important.
You must never show people in the face of public that
hey, that's deep.
That concept of taking people's events or invitations very seriously. When I go to church, which I hardly go to church, but when I go to church, I dress up like to the Bible says.
Wow.
When I go to funerals, I dress up. That's just how I was raised. I understand how important it is for people to have taken the initiative to dress up to do events, weddings and all these things.
Yeah. You're one of those friends I'll never invite randomly.
No, yes. Don't tell me today and say, I'm not serious, I'm not gonna pitch up.
Yeah.
You're probably gonna take it
as an offense,
but I'm gonna tell you, but no, I need to plan, I need to buy things, and it doesn't work like that.
Wow, Black Dinner was a revolution around there.
It was. I definitely agree with that.
Yeah.
I definitely agree with that because it really changed everything about the home. How people view the home.
Yeah.
And not just a place of lions, as someone would say. And in as much as DJ Nation, created this platform for a lot of us to come into the
prove that it's
possible, right? We came and we ran. And I say we because there's a lot of other, like your spheres, we ran, with that to say we can do this. So the Black Dinner for me also propelled me to say that I'm not just a person that does the bash. I'm capable of doing something very serious, in this instance, that's able to target serious issues, but also commemorate, our people in this instance. But But, and I will say that
Okay.
the most important thing is you have to dress up.
Ooh.
You know?
Hey man, you should tell
have
you should tell me that.
Yes.
I'm still struggling. I'm still struggling. I was telling this guy that you know I don't like dressing up.
Okay.
Not that I don't like it, but it has never.
Can I tell you a secret before
Yeah.
we get it? Guys, dressing up is exhausting.
It is.
I'm not gonna
Thank
lie.
you.
It
It
is.
is.
Look
Oh.
good is great, right? But guys, as soon as I leave this interview, I'm gonna change into tracksuits. My friends know. I'm gonna change nicely into tracksuits because I want to be comfortable. You know?
I was-
The other thing is that you know when you dressed up, man.
For real.
Your posture's changed. You've got poise.
Oh,
How
now
so I just
you move different.
yes. And then when I go because you feel like people didn't see enough.
Yo, bro.
So dressing up is exhausting.
Just the other day, I leave my house literally dressed in anything, and I feel comfortable in that because I don't know. Something tells me people are looking. I go around, I don't know, blind, and I was wearing a vest, and I was like, let's go. And then like, where are we going?
Like that.
Yeah, where? I'm like, no, we're just going. We're just gonna go pop it with who? Hey, bro, you better put on a t-shirt. I'm like, why? Like, you know, that is a vest.
But you know the misconception of the vest, like,
Yeah.
that you wear beat.
Oh, white beat.
Like you wear that.
Wait, hey, this is a mic drop section. Oh, so whoever is wearing a vest
It's like
represents a certain
yes,
image.
misconception that we're gonna wear beater. Because especially as an American term actually.
Yeah.
A lot of the GBV, all these things that we know at the time that were seen on TV,
Yeah.
the guys were or the men were wearing vests.
Yeah, man, I almost
And that's
lost.
why it's called.
White beater. I almost lost a friend there because I was wearing a vest. I didn't know it was this serious.
Yeah.
Sorry. But I always leave my house.
But
Now,
there are vests that are nice and cool, but the vest that you are thinking about are
no.
Mhm.
No, you don't understand. This thing was serious. It was like life or death situation. No, we're not going with you. But I do not understand. But now when I go back to Black Dinner, I'm like, people literally went out of their way. Does that show respect to you, or
Yes, of
they just
course.
wanted to fit in? Or how does that make you
To be
feel?
honest, guys, you know, people spend their money
Yeah,
to come to a Lebogang Mojanaga event.
yeah.
And for me, I have to make sure that it's worth the worth.
Oh snap!
Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah.
I have to because it's the outfit, it's the shoes, it's the makeup, it's the hair, you know, it's the ticket.
Yeah.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah.
So when you get there, you must feel like, no, I deserve.
To be here.
I'm not taking anything from it.
Oof.
You know what I mean? So that's why I always make sure that the event is worth it.
Damn.
You know what I mean? So I love that. I must really thank everybody who's been at the Black Dinner for taking the time and spending their money
Ooh.
for being there. You know, because to be honest with you, it's what I envisioned. The Black Dinner turned out exactly how I wanted. Let me not lie to you. From the first one. Yes, there were problems. You know, with events, there were always glitches. There were. But it turned out exactly how I wanted.
Wow.
Because I'm so impressed by how people dressed up, but also how they received the event. Like we said, poison, child, Leo Twang is there. What?
Yeah.
But imagine, they're very nicely dressed.
Yeah, let's not give them credit just yet. You know, just so they start being to dress up.
Up their game stuff.
Yeah. You want to say something, Shoni? Okay. Now here's a concept. In doubt, did you believe Black Dinner? Remember, there's no celebrity there. Did you believe, and how far did you have to believe that it's possible for you as Lebogang? Because hey, bruh, literally, people just go there looking like. Oof.
But also, I think it goes to me, like as in, it goes to how I am as a person. I think people will relate Black Dinner to me because I dress up.
Handsome,
And I'm always dressed up.
the
So I
brand.
think it was easier for them to relate to Lebogang Mojanaga, Boko Village Vogue, because of his conceptualized, or he sort of put out this brand that is more exclusive and affluent and whatnot, you know what I mean, to the public and take it more seriously.
Wow.
So I think for me, that also helped in propelling the Black Notes today and the way it came out as well. Because I even had people from Durban. I remember.
No.
Yes, that came. Yeah, I remember.
Durban.
They were from here, but they came from, because they work in Durban. They came from Durban. Yeah.
And they were like, I want to be part of this.
Yeah, I want to be part of it. I was like, you know, like, yeah, I know I could do this.
You know, I love how you receive criticism and how you receive people saying this was good. You're always so poised and
yeah. With criticism as well, you know, guys, nobody's perfect.
Yeah.
Nobody's perfect. I've done my mistakes. Village Vogue has done its mistakes. You know, our events have done their mistakes. You know, but we've learned from there.
Yeah. Tough lessons.
Of course, we've learned from there, and the following year or the next experience should always be different to show that you've learned. You know what I mean? It's one of those things. But unfortunately, you can't please everyone.
Yeah,
you know? There are always going to be people that are not happy on an every basis.
On every, not because of a certain event.
Yeah, every year, every appearance,
Yeah.
But now, I've actually said this to a friend of mine who thought I'm being too harsh and said, I'd prefer if those people didn't actually come.
Okay.
Yeah, because it's okay. Because now you're not gonna make us unnecessarily uncomfortable because of when I feel like if we don't meet your high standards, this is how far we are. So if you don't meet your standards, it's okay. The majority is happy. It's okay. It's best for Sadla. Because you're just gonna kill the mood.
Stumble the mood.
And I'm very happy at how people have criticized my events or even the decor that we've done before, you know, because it's been very constructive. People have even given us second chances to say, no man, it's fine. At the time this happened, it's okay man, people make mistakes. And it's not based to their expectations, but they still do it the next time.
Oh, that's beautiful. It's beautiful. Because I remember when we started this interview today, you know, I normally tell people, and I was telling Chloe the other day that, you know, like I shout people. People literally just tell me where to get off without even noticing that they're telling me where to get off. You said something. You said the problem with you. I'm sorry, but it's just Peter's on the whole. So you said the problem with you is that you're not interactive. You're not talking to people
on social media.
And then,
context.
And then he said, people are not fools. I was like, oh, okay. You did not see me do that, but I was like, yeah.
Oh, you did it inside.
I did it inside. It was hectic inside. Like, he's got a point.
Just to put it in context, right? We were talking about in conversation.
Yeah.
So I came with my friend and he's like, yo, we'll come back to a podcast that in Ion. I'm like, if you only knew to boost this morning, like podcast. Because it's not in your face in conversation.
Okay.
Do you understand what I mean?
Yes.
You should hashtag that. You should did you see a hashtag on mine?
In
conversation. People want to know the name because it's easier for them to say, to relate to or trigger to.
Oh yeah, it's easier again for them to know when the movie is playing if they know the channel.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So another thing that I say to you is that you're not very active on social media.
Yeah.
You know?
That's true.
You should be more active because I find that unlike before, people now want people who are interactive in their posts. You know, we have conversations, we're able to disagree and agree and all these things. They want that. You know?
Beautiful.
You don't just post after 4 months or expect what you like. When you don't do anything, people are not fools.
People are not fools. So for you, has social media been the platform that you would say assisted you?
Just to give you guys a secret, I opened my first Facebook account in 2008 when I was in varsity.
Okay.
I closed it in 2012 because I was enough of it.
Okay.
I only opened Facebook again in 2019 when I started my business.
Damn.
My Facebook.
Okay.
And it's been incredible because That's why I opened it for my business.
Ooh.
Do you understand what I mean?
I understand.
I was not a social media person, especially in terms of Facebook, but ever since I'm back, it's been great.
Oof.
You know?
Yeah.
I'm just showing you guys how you can take social media to actually work for you.
Yeah.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
But also there is a thin line of having opinions, especially when running a business.
Yeah.
Certain things that you can say, you can't say because of how they will infiltrate, even affect your business.
Is bad publicity good publicity?
I don't believe in that. For someone that studied PR, I don't believe that anymore. I'm not gonna lie. And I will say that because nowadays, right, anything can be misinterpreted as bad.
Yeah.
You know? Even something good, like we said about how I'm misquoted,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Taken out of context, right? And that clip runs through social media. How are you going to rectify that?
You can't.
Exactly.
You can't. Just one download and it's something.
It might promote in conversation, but it's definitely going to break my brand.
Oh,
In
yeah.
conversation can be popular then. Okay,
But the brand,
but the brand because of what I said and misquoted.
Snap.
So bad publicity, it does not work. It's no longer good publicity because, especially in the era of social media.
We're reaching our end of this discussion.
No ways, you're not talking about the black dinner.
The black dinner. I understand that Musa was the one that introduced you to this side of things, and I loved how you are giving homage. You know, and paying respects to people who played a role. Who was the one person for you that played a role, especially focusing on the black dinner? How did you even come up with black dinner? Because really, the black dinner.
Yeah, like, you know, celebrating black. I don't think we celebrate being black enough.
Oh.
I just find that I wanted us to celebrate who we are, where we come from.
You just made me feel special.
And okay, when you're black. But topic for another day.
Okay. I'm the black dinner.
And the way you are, the epitome
Okay.
of being
Stop. Thank you. We heard you the first time. No need to continue.
So my plan was, let us celebrate us. You know, let's not wait for someone to say or out there to say no. Let's do that inward. Let's start with ourselves. Let's see what our peers are doing, and let's not be jealous of them of their achievements. Because, guys, to be honest, I might be Lebogang Mojanaga doing this, but there's also someone out there doing something different, but who's equally even more successful. Appreciate them because they're actually, like you said, contributing to the growth of our area, you know what I mean? Of our town, of our district, of our province. That's important. And I think in terms of province, like, let's be honest, we've even fallen back as compared to other provinces of how far we should be. We are from the era of Mamobe. And you must remember, you especially, how good, best the economy, the buildings, the infrastructure,
and they're still there.
Was at the
That's
time.
something that surprises me. What type of a cement he was using?
Now Northwest is like in some way just above Northern Cape, which is nothing to really achieve or to be proud to say that we are in terms of anything development and economical reach.
Just sleeping on ourselves.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So let's start with us. Let's start with like I said, DJ Nation has really walked. Let's run. Let's run.
Cool.
So with the black dinner, it's like, that's what I wanted to actually say. But I wanted to make it different.
Okay.
That's why I make it that people must dress up. The key thing is dress up. And the concept was black.
Oh yeah.
At the time.
Oh yeah.
The concept was black. I need people to dress up in black. So when you start coming up with themes, the first one was just dress black. Then the second one was Met Gala. And I think that's when people thought, what?
But was it not difficult for people?
It was. And I think that's why I wanted it to.
Okay.
Yeah? Coming up with Met Gala is how the Met Gala has taken traction in the world. People didn't know. 4 years ago, people didn't know what Met Gala is. I knew, but a lot of people didn't know what the Met Gala is. Even fewer people know who Anna Wintour is. And she's big in the fashion industry. You know what I mean? She's like the mogul, even the goddess of fashion. You know what I mean? And she is the one that actually initiates, or with the Metropolitan Museum.
Oh, yeah.
So I wanted us to say, every year we know the first Monday of May, there's the Met Gala. We know that. They come up with different themes for them.
Okay.
Our theme is just going to be Met Gala, because you know what happens for Met Gala. So dress up.
Wow.
That's that.
And that's another reason why I didn't go.
Yeah. So the third one was The Great Gatsby.
Oh yeah, I remember that one. I had to Google. Google was my best friend back then.
I watched the movie.
Yeah.
Loved it. Loved it.
Yeah, I remember that one.
And you know, with how there's the Bridgerton series, how it's coming into. So I wanted a theme that everybody's onto, but not gonna make it seem too ancient.
Yeah.
So The Great Gatsby, when I saw the movie, the glitz glam of those girls and these little tushies and all these things, and how the gents are in 3-piece suits and undercoats and all that, I was like, this could work.
That's me.
This could be a theme for the black kids.
Ooh.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
So I think for me it's always about incorporating it, but to make it modern and classy.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah, absolutely.
I love the part where you say modern and classy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because I think we have sort of diluted the word modern into something else, you know. We've turned it into short skirts and short pants and too much revealing, and we call it modernizing.
Yeah.
So for you, is it coming back? Are we ever gonna see? Because you said you only wanted it for.
I won't say yes or no. I think you'll definitely just be able to see.
I think we're gonna have to read between the lines.
Yeah.
He's studying currently, and now
I have a lot going
we
on.
don't know if we should hate studying.
There's the agency as well.
There's the agency as well.
No,
Now I don't know if I should hate studying that much, because now it's taking away something that we would be
But
properly.
you can imagine
proud.
I still have Picking the Village and the social market, so you can imagine there's a lot on my plate.
Yeah, but we'll give you a bigger plate. We'll give you a bigger plate. So now, where are we going, Lebogang? Where are we going?
So, Lebogang as a brand, I would say Village Folk has to now see itself in the broader aspects of the country.
Yeah.
I think I've been here for 6 or 7 years.
Yeah, you've been.
Taum, and then I moved to the region with Dr. ISM, and then I've worked in some parts of Northwest, Northern Cape.
You're also involved in tourism, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
that's through the agency. That's what
Yes.
But now, I just feel that I should now tackle national, right?
You're growing.
Scale on a larger platform.
Beautiful.
You know? Yet the dream is there, absolutely. The plan is there. The budget is not necessarily the budget will be there, because once you have a dream, you'll be able to have direction and vision of where you're going. You know?
Beautiful.
So when you do see Village Folk on a billboard somewhere on the N1 in Joburg, on the N3 in Cape Town, you know, don't be surprised.
Just know that the budget was beautiful.
We're knocking on a lot of doors at this point in time. You've seen me go to Cape Town a lot. It's not by vacation.
Oh, it's not.
As people.
It's not for the sea. It's not for the ocean.
No, as people would say. It's just something that I don't say until it happens. You'll see.
But wait, Lebogang. Now, I love that part. I want to stop talking to you. I want to shut this down. But it seems as if the more you talk, the more I get. Look, you have a lot of don't say. Why do you think it's important for you to sort of keep things away from the public? Because I understand that we don't even know what you're studying.
I think for me, learning from my experiences, right? I've made mistakes and failed because there were certain things that I've spoken out.
Oh!
So I find that when I don't and act on them and only speak about them when they've happened, that's when they do actually happen. And I'm not gonna lie, I've had so many ideas and things that I want you to do, but they failed even before starting because I've often spoken about and, you know, on a large scale, planned.
Damn,
And I don't believe in, you made a joke about Bolo, you know.
Yeah, we don't
I'm not a believer of certain things like that, but I do believe in certain things about keep things to yourself until they've happened.
Snap.
So
But why
and it's not a, I'm not saying it's a secret. I'm not gonna keep certain things a secret. All I'm saying is that I've been going to Cape Town.
Yeah. A lot.
Yes, because there's certain things that I'm doing for Village Vogue
Okay.
in Cape Town. Once they've sort of materialized, you will see.
But okay, I understand that you don't believe in witchcraft, and I don't believe in that too.
Mm-hmm.
But what is the main reason that you decided to omit certain things? Because if you do not believe in this, it means it has to be something else.
Yes, fear of failure,
Oh,
I guess.
oh,
Uh,
oh,
uh,
oh.
And I'm not saying that I'm never gonna fail. I just find that I failed less by talking.
I think you're saying something without saying something. You believe. You believe. Because I believe in this. I believe that if I'm gonna throw something on the floor, it has to be received by a beautiful energy.
Mm-hmm.
And certain energies do not align with your vision. And energy can sort of destroy a beautiful thing. That's why we've got a thing called acid. Some people's energies are just acid to your visions and your dreams. And that's why I was asking about your family. How do you sell them this idea? Because some of us might say, no, this is just a waste of time. This is nothing like this will materialize because of the energy that it receives.
We actually used to get a lot with the decor when I started the decor, where I was getting a lot of negative feedback of it not being going to be successful.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are telling me, even not even my family, but even people from the public just telling me, no, you're just wasting your time.
Yeah.
There are people that are already in the market that have made it big in the market and whatnot, so you have no place. That type of thing. And I think that also driven me to actually push even further, to say that, but I'm gonna make it.
Oh.
Because I've identified the niche
Yeah.
to say that. Because I've done my research to say that, listen.
Something is coming, people. Something is coming. He's cooking.
With me, something is always coming.
Yeah, with him, you never know. And I love that. I actually respect that.
I might even have another concept.
Hey, Mafizu, what are we going away this time? hey, man. The t-shirt. The t-shirt fold.
Which one?
The t-shirt. The t-shirt.
Yeah, the picnic.
Yes. Beautiful.
Oh my goodness. Thank you so much. The t-shirt, man.
Yes.
So what you guys don't even know is that we've been doing t-shirts for Picnic in the Village.
Okay.
But they've been sort of just a t-shirt with a logo, and then the first day we did the black and white, black with white and then white with black. The first year, sometime years back, and then the second time we did incorporated colors, had camouflage, and something. With this one, so 2 years ago, I collaborated with a brand. From the guys from Bloemhof, but he's based in Joburg, right? So I've been sort of promoting his brand. It's a clothing brand. He mostly does t-shirts and then jeans and caps and stuff like that. It's called Tall Boy, right? And last year I thought, how about he does our t-shirts?
Okay.
So I approached him and said, listen, Picnic Village would love to do something with you, but something different. Right? So we sat down and then we conceptualized and he sketched and stuff, and I said, I like this concept. And then, because he had like the half. Right?
Oh yeah.
And then with our graphic designer, the theme for this year, we wanted the whole thing. How was the theme for last year? How many things do you have? I even forgot. Yeah. So we had the red, yellow, blue and orange, right? So we had that. Oh, there's the polo, picnic the polo.
Yes.
Right. So I told him, this is the colors that we have on our not new lot, but our themed logo for 2024, right? And these are the colors that I want on the t-shirt. So we're gonna do a t-shirt with a different color. So at the back, there's the large logo.
Yeah. What was it? Was it a? What is that animal?
It's a lion.
It's a lion.
Yes, lion.
Man. Oh.
I know, not allowed to actually get that.
Taung.
Taung, yes, it's a
Rings a
lion.
bell.
So we did different color t-shirts: green, blue, orange. No, not green. Blue, orange, yellow. When we did the red, so all of them we test, we wash all these things,
Oh, that's
Zara,
crazy.
whatever, just to see the standard,
The response on the
extension,
t-shirt, yeah.
how it, and in terms of the durability.
Mhm.
The red didn't pass the
Yeah,
tests because the red color it smajaha on the white.
Okay.
So we discarded that. So we only kept the three colors which are great. So people wanted a different color, like and some. I want all the colors. If you can afford them, then take all the colors. That type of thing.
Yeah, why not?
And we sold out the t-shirts. I think we had the first batch was 40, and the second batch was 60. We sold out 100, and we couldn't even do any more because it's like this guy was busy with other stuff. So it's like after that, it's like okay, that has we done. Because the first time we actually sold out to an extent that people were putting in orders for the next store.
Wow.
But they were great.
Lastly, on that one, do you think it's helping you to keep things short? Give them time frames?
Oh.
Like all your events, do you think maybe, like for example you were saying about the black dinner, do you think it works for you to say I'm only doing this for 2 years or for 3 years?
It does work. Purely based on the fact that I might not be down forever.
Okay.
You know what I mean? I don't have plans to stay here for longer than, to be honest with you. They are part of me that I know that I want to relocate and move to a different, because I feel that I've played my part, I've achieved what I've achieved. I feel that I failed in the home. It's time for me to now go to other areas. That's what I'm saying for it, you know what I mean? So I didn't want anything holding me back to say that I still have to go back to, I have to stay down because I still have this and that and that. So making them at a minimum, like, short. Whereas in December, Pinky Village in December, we're all home for December. That can happen anyway because I'm home in December. But all the other events that happen, or things that happen throughout the year, I don't want them to limit me to an area. So when I move Village Folk, I want to know that Village Folk can move to a different place without specifically being a Dawoom thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
We have seen you on TV, man. We have
You
seen you. Okay, slow down. Slow down. And what I wanted to say was that I'm happy that you are extra in your due diligence in your activities. It takes a special kind of a person to achieve things that you've achieved. It takes it takes people to critique you to the level of you trying to break down and say this will not work because of the criticism that you've endured in the past years. But I'm glad that we have experienced someone like you in a place like Dawoom, which is known that people only come here during December, when there's a bit of alcohol consumption is a bit higher around that time. But for me, it has been a gift for people to associate me with Dawoom because of a certain event that you've created. And somebody will say, I've been there because I was attending this event. It's beautiful, They've got nothing but beautiful things to say about you. And we would love to see more of you. Not just you, but the people that you are taking with you. Because now this is a team effort, And we are grateful, Mocha. We are grateful. We are happy that you decided to move from Dryhards and come and do those events in Dawoom. Even though it was a strategic business, but it takes a very brave person to make that decision. So thank you. And we want to say certain things are limited to certain people, but the sky is the limit for you. I don't know if you pray or not, but I pray that you study, finish, you get married, please get married, and you settle down, have a bunch of kids running around, and you teach them how to design and design. And people, maybe like, yeah. Dawoom's got potential. We've got hunks, got beautiful people here in Dawoom, got beautiful ladies. So from me to you, before even that, what would you like to say to people who are waiting for picnic in the village and the black dinner? What is your ultimate village vote? Let me just not put those two events. What are you saying?
We have plans that are bigger than what we've been doing.
Yeah.
Right. I really hope we get to execute those plans
International.
the way that we want to. Because every year, especially people in the village, it's always been about bringing something different. We've never really done the same thing over and over again. You know?
Yeah.
But I just find that in as much as we can't rest on our laurels on any front, you know what I mean? It's very important that we'll bring in something that will always be a surprise and a shocking element out the number gate. What? You know what I mean?
Hey, ta-da!
Ta-da! Maybe have like the air balloon or you know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I remember a friend of mine from Bloom. So we're discussing how when he gets married, he's married now, but that was like back then. I'm gonna have him. You're gonna have his reception, right?
Okay.
In Ebony. So every Ebony is gonna have its own table and people. So we'll be Skyping. At the time of Skype, we'll be Skyping through the reception in the air. This table and that table and then their table there. You know that type of concept. I've always been extra like that.
I'm just imagining a balloon running away. I don't know. My mind, the balloon is just gone. There goes the bride and
I've
groom.
always been that extra.
But I like that.
I mean, already you can see how extra I am. Look at the team. I mean, my makeup artist is not even here, but I always bring in a whole lot of. My team is a lot. You know, that's what I do. You know.
Okay, look, we're not gonna stop talking. But okay, fine. Behind every extra person, there's a reason why. Why are you extra?
Me, I did say I'm complicated. I'm a very complicated gent.
Okay.
Where I'm very particular. Right? But my extra is not a matter of I want to make people's life difficult.
Oh, yeah.
My extra is always a matter of when I leave, I want to make a mark. Wherever I am, whatever I do, you know, I want to have created an impact, right? Impact to change, you know, to whoever, whether it's one person, it's 10 people, it's a community, it doesn't matter. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've always wanted to do that, and that's where the social aspect of me comes in, the philanthropy comes in. You know what I mean? I've had a vision of wanting to start a education foundation, and I think that's propelled. No. Actually, I would say it sort of started when I started helping some of these kids back home because I had to register for varsity. That's when I realized, but you know what, guys, you would think I should care until you actually meet someone and talk to them and realize what their life is worse than you know.
Be grateful.
And at the time that we were in school, there was no NFSAS. And never educated loan that you had to pay back.
And people are still owing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And it was tough. It was tough, guys. It was tough because your parents couldn't afford your fees.
Yeah.
You were skipping registration. You didn't go to school for a year. And I've dropped out of school a couple of times because I couldn't. There was no NFSAS at the time. People don't know that.
Yeah.
They should be lucky they have that now.
It was hard, man. It was hard.
So that's why I think I even went back to school now because I realized that I still had a chance to say, hey man, we can still do this again. You know what I mean?
Wow.
You know?
Hey man, Lebogang, thank you very much for being part of this conversation. And like I said, we want to see you do more. We would love to see you do more. And watch out for the billboard.
That's gonna happen.
That's some secret that he let out. And he might be going to Cape Town after this conversation.
I didn't say that.
But anyway, good luck, Godspeed, whatever it is that you believe in. If you do the Bepo thing, go hard on it. If you do the prayer thing, go hard on it. But always go hard. And that's where we leave it for today. Peace!
Thank you so much.
Oh! The conversation had to end, Lebogang. I call Lebogang.